Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. You know, when I speak to you as spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people, I often mention also that I'm referencing that which you as human beings, we as human beings are entitled to, and how to get that while here on this earth in these bodies during these times. And I want you to know that what I'm referring to is what God has taught me through the struggles of life. I refer to everything that I've ever touched as far as giving me knowledge of what path to take. I refer to everything in daily life. I refer to it in the church. I remember in the church spending so much time there and talking about God and talking about Jesus and talking about love. And we used to sit back and think about how we had to love white people. We as black people had to love white people. And so because of the way they had the segregation set up, you really didn't get a chance to mingle with white people too much. And but you held this reverence for them. And you wanted to be white. You bought articles that represented whiteness. You bought hair cream that was supposed to be make your hair lay down smooth. You bought this cream because it's supposed to make your skin complexion lighter. You know, it was just wanting to be like that part of the white race that you saw. And it was just that way. Then you go up and then you grow up and you see things and you study stuff and you find out stuff that you never knew. And you think about America. You really think about America. And you think about who have gone through some struggles for America. You think about it. And someone says there should be some justice for the slaves. Now, I know we try to act like we don't know too much about slavery, and we really don't, because they have made sure that you got to go research to get it. And a lot of folks have been so brainwashed about Africa that we at times don't even want to know. But there's this thing, ladies and gentlemen, there should be some justice for the slaves. The story goes that we were missed. Well, even if you went back to biblical times and you think about slaves, you think about Moses going down in Egypt land and tell old Pharaoh, let these slaves go. Tired of this stuff. And yet here it was, right here in the middle of this country called the United States of America. The same old dead blasted thing for the same old dead blasted reasons. And they benefited all of this time, and black people benefited nothing. And then when they try to pretend like they want to put it in, black folks still didn't get nothing. Because what did they do? They opened up jails and prisons for people who steal. Who steal? People who don't have what they need, who don't have what the life requires of them. And you got other people who don't care. They care, they do something about it. But rather than do something about it, increase the jails. Rather than making sure that people have adequate education, they build bigger jails and get more cops on the streets, causing the problem and then trying to defend the problem with, we created some jobs by putting cops on the street. What about not having these things to exist? What I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, is that there must be some justice. There must be some justice, and there must be some justice now. I'm saying black people, people of color, and poor people. Poor people, I don't care what color you are, I don't care where you come from, you need to be white. If you are poor, if you are a person of color, if you feel anything under slavery, I want you to look at America. I want you to look at America and think about what slavery was about and who it benefited. And I want you to think about today, who does it benefit? And I want you to think about how many people are in prison. I want you to think about how things that are just ridiculous today as far as what's happening in the communities. I want you to think about our political process where people are talking about this stuff that I just got to share with you never happened. And not only did it not happen, they want to go back the time when they called it great. It's when these things were happening and they want to think that we're stupid and do it again to us. And you ask the question, what kind of people are we? I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that yes, I know why you do the things you do. It's the system. We've been taught to obey the system. And if the system put the devil on the throne, then we, according to the way we've been taught, bend down and say, this is the way God put it. Well, I want to say, yeah, that might be the way God put it to let us know we don't know anything about God. I want you to know God is not a slave to anyone. God is not a slave to anyone. God is life. And those that's fed by the Spirit of God become life. And to know life means that you know that it is spread to every human being on the face of the earth. And that where it appears where the pain and suffering exists is because something is robbing them of life. And it is to those who know life to represent them. You are the one on the scene. You are the first ones there. You're the ones who are to address this problem. Other people might try to ignore it. Other people try to say it does not exist, but you know it exists. The ones who are going through the pain and suffering know it exists, but you also know that there's a God. The system might not allow this to happen. The system might not allow you to get medication because you don't have the money. The system might not allow you to get education because you don't have the money. The system might not allow you to have a home because you don't have the money. But God does not. God made it possible that homes can be built. God is the one that sent knowledge to this earth through people so that they can learn, have the talents to be able to do the kinds of things that they do when they build. It is God who sent people here to cause the manifestation of food and maintain it in such a way that it can be here in times when we need it and when we don't need it. It is God who sent knowledge here for people to build SpaceX. It is God who sent all that information here. It is God that sends knowledge here on this earth for we, the people, to benefit from it, from the resources that have been given by God, my friends. It ain't from white folks. It ain't from black folks. It ain't from America. It ain't from Africa. It's from God Almighty, so that we can use these resources to do the kinds of things that we need to do. Now, we're talking about justice for the black man. Justice for the black man does not mean trying to get angry with the white man. That stuff happens. That stuff is done. But it's only really done when we decide that it ain't done no more. And we start dealing with life the way life is supposed to be. And what is life is supposed to be, just like whatever we require, as long as it causes no pain and suffering. The system has already been set up that addresses the basic concerns that we have in life. This is the secret, ladies and gentlemen. This is God's way. Don't you forget this. Don't you forget this. You didn't just come on this earth to be here. You brought something to this earth because you're going to be getting something from this earth. All of that which is required for your survival, all of that's coming from this earth. So, but you coming to give something. What is it? I don't know. But you know. Because when you do it, it gives you your greatest joy. That's what you came to bring to this earth. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. I'm not going to try to put my finger on anything specific, but whatever it is, that's where you belong. And everything on this earth is designed so that whatever you need, want, to desire to help you to become as best you can possibly be in whatever it is that you're doing, you get it. Why? Because in doing that, you contribute. And that's what we're all doing. We are contributing. Put our hands to the plow. Nobody's giving us anything. We're working together for a common cause of satisfaction in life. This is the message that comes from the black man. This is the message that comes from the slave son. This is the message that comes from one who says that God is a loving God, that God got the answer to the problems. And here we're telling you right now, sharing it with you, the answer to the problem is that we work doing what we love. And as we do that, we create all of the stuff we want, all of the stuff we need, all the stuff that we desire. And having done that, we become part owners in it. Now all we got to do is make sure that we use it as we need it, want it, desire. We're constantly, my friends. What are we going to do in money to buy what we own? And money doesn't just use what we have really now is paper that really have no significance, true significance, but a front to hold some people superior to others. That's what it's all about. Power, manipulation. And this power, people are willing to kill, to slaughter on the battlefield. Israel says that it represents God, but it will not stop killing until it has killed everybody it wants to kill. I'm sure Russia's doing the same thing. Ex-President Donald Trump wants to get into power so he can start messing over people in America. It's amazing how this evilness can stand up in America and America embrace it, but because America has never separated herself from it. America never separated herself from it. That's why black people and people of color still treated so cold today. That's why you start seeing cops whooping them side of the head, shooting them. Because it never left. It never left. And now you got somebody trying to take you to hell, and you got somebody trying to tell you the path that'll lead you to heaven. And I'm not sticking your head in no Bible. I'm not sticking your head going to putting your money in prosperity preachers. Prosperity preachers should hear this message. That prosperity preacher should be telling every last one of us how to get that prosperity. And how is that? By turning to God. And how is that? By recognizing God's plan of life. How is that? By engaging ourselves as described here earlier. And become a worker of God's love from one to the other. God is a spirit, but we allow God to live in us. And we suffer for nothing because God is smart and we are smart. We're not smart today because we are being beat upside the head with politics. We're beat upside the head with racism. We're being beat upside the head with hatred. We're being beat upside the head with bigotry. We've been upside the head with poverty. We've been beat upside the head with crime and violence. Oh my God. Whew. Prosperity preachers, there's a way that works for more than just you. It works for everybody that you're talking to as well. I want to thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is the beginning of the day. Till next time, Eddie Marcus saying goodbye for now.